Hello, and welcome to the Tristan channel. I look a bit different because I've had a haircut. Yes. This, because I've noticed it's been 2 weeks since I did a reaction to slapped ham. So these are scary videos that hiding in your hiding in your closet. Oh, yeah. So yes, as with always, the link to the channels I react is in the description below, so go check out, share love, because we all like slapped ham. He's epic. So, without further ado, let's do this.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. So today we have something a little bit special. It's some bonus content for the week. It's a huge compilation of some super scary video clips that are freaking the internet out. So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more creepy content just like this.
I noticed this is quite an old video. He hasn't done the previews on this old ones, which is good, because if you do watch this, Callum, oh sorry, is there anything I can't stand about reaction videos? Not reaction videos, sorry, compilation videos. Because I know, because if you notice on Casper's side when he watches your videos, he's like, no, we don't want previews, because the problem with previews is we know what's coming in. If that makes sense, it doesn't have such a. I know you don't want to give people a heart attack because you want to scare them to death, but you know what I mean. Though, if we know what's coming, we know. You know what I mean?
Sometimes the scariest paranormal entities are those that can't be seen at all. And while it's often thought that children possess the ability to sense these spirits, sometimes footage surfaces that shows that some adults may be able to see things that others can't. Take a look. This video was supposedly captured on a security camera in a large shopping centre in Mexico City named Plaza Metropoli. At first, we can see a security guard standing next to what appears to be a completely empty dining table. The guard is looking at one of the chairs as if inspecting it. He continues to stare at the empty chair, tilting his head before reaching out a hand and waving it over the top.
I don't know, for a moment I thought he was talking to someone. It looks like he's like, or he's going, is there a person in that chair? You know what I mean? It looks like that looks like what he's doing.
He then begins to talk, suggesting he's not actually inspecting the furniture at all, but rather conversing with an invisible person. He points his finger as if telling the entity to leave.
Oh yeah, because if it's closed, you're obviously not meant to be there, so yeah. Yeah, because the way it looks like, because the height and the scale of the chair, it looks like he's going, oh, you lost, can I help you? You know, and then blah, 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 you know, leave, you know what I mean, because shut, you know what I mean. That's what I figured, you know what I mean, because it's like, it didn't look like he was looking at the chair, because why would you go like that? You know what I mean? You don't need to really tilt your head down to see if you're loose, you know what I mean?
The video then cuts to footage from a different security camera. This one shows the security guard looking around as if double checking to make sure he's not being followed. He then opens a door that leads inside and quickly runs from view. The way that the security guard interacts with the supposed invisible entity is certainly suspicious, and his behaviour at the end of the video seems to suggest that he may have left the area in a panic. Despite the fact that there was clearly no visible presence sitting in the chair, it certainly appears as though he was spooked by something. Could this simply be a case of someone who's worked too long and late and then he's begun to see things that simply aren't there? Or perhaps he was just pulling a prank on his co-workers sitting in the security office. But the most chilling conclusion of all suggests that there really was a ghostly visitor at the mall that night.
It'd be good acting if it was a prank, but it's very interesting. Oh, get up. It's very interesting, though, isn't it? Because it did look like he was talking to someone. I probably feel, God, I just took that off. Like I got chicken. That's not because of the video. I was just in another room using Spirit Talker, but yeah. Anyway, that's a bit odd because I'm feeling hot, but mind you, I've been a bit. I'm not saying I've got a bug, but there's something going around because when it's autumn going into winter, you start feeling a bit don't you?
Hauntings seem to occur in millions of places worldwide, though some are luckier than others in that their supernatural encounters only last for a short amount of time. For TikTokers Lainey and Ben, the haunting in their home seems to be consistent and never-ending. In the first video, the TikToker is sitting in her car during her lunch break. She explains that she's just received several notifications on her phone from her home security camera.
And there's been a notification, or a couple, from our home security camera, and there's some footage that I've just seen that you got to see it.
The clip then cuts to footage of the cameras inside of her house. We can see the TikToker's kitchen where everything is still. Watch what happens next, though. As you can see, a kitchen drawer is pulled open. And soon after, a chair.
So I'm not saying with this video with their stuff because there's a lot of stuff that because people have said, "Oh, are Lainey and Ben fake?" But to be fair, you would have to have a serious psychological medical problem for them to be faking it to get views, if that makes sense. Because they shared their whole life. They share their life experiences with you, if it makes sense. So it's like also they'd be like, because they got people following them, you know, got them subscribers as well. You know, there's like, you know, they got a baby, they had a child, and obviously there's complications, all kinds of things going on there. I'm not going to put so my arms feeling big. I can't win. See, I'm not sure if I'm just cold or it's temperature or just coming down because I'm coming down something, right? But there's so much to it where you think, well, why would they? You'd have to be a sick individual to exploit people in terms of emotion and, you know, mixing up a hoaxed ghost situation with life problems. You know what I mean? You'd have to try and get the word of it. So I don't think they're like that. I think they're really nice, honest people and stuff like that. But I'm just saying, what point I'm getting to is when I'm watching these things now, and with any of these videos, I'm looking out for little marker dots. In my previous reaction video, I said about saying out loud in the video about overlaying. Someone told you how people fake stuff. So I'm just looking out for dots on these ghost videos now. But anyway, yeah, but Lily and Ben. Also, a lot of people say, "Well, if it's genuine, and how can they be?" They're still a bit freaked out a bit, but they got accustomed to it, and they actually, you know, did all kinds of things. Go over to the channel and check out. But it's because they're used to it, and not well. Personally, the way I see it is, well, unless of course you come into any harm. You know, if these things are real, not saying. Oh, here we go. The catchphrase. Not saying they are. Not saying it isn't. But it's like there's not much you can do about it, is there? If it's aliens, then baseball bat, probably, you know. Something that's solid, then perhaps, but, you know, ghosts, something like that, you can't really do about it because they walk through walls. It's like, what are you going to do? Square at it? You know what I mean? So you can either move somewhere or cleanse your house or, you know what I mean? Just learn to live with it, sort of thing. And that's what they've done, is learn to live with it.
Sitting at the kitchen table is pulled back. In the second video, the TikToker and her partner are in their living room when they notice one of their doors is shaking. They go near the door, which suddenly opens on its own.
What the hell? Shut up.
She and her partner walk through the door and look at the stairs in the room. There seems to be nothing there.
And there's no cut. You know what I mean? There's no edit cut. Because no matter, I mean, people say, I mean, the thing is, yeah, you can, in theory. A lot of modern, I'm speaking too fast today, that's what it is. In theory, yeah, with a lot of modern phones, you can go pause, and you won't see it on there, if that makes sense. But the thing is, problem with that is you can still tell because it's a little jolt. So if you notice TikToks, when people go pause, you may not notice a cut, but you obviously if they move, you'll notice it, if that makes sense. So even with a good camera or good what's it, you won't be able to notice. You know what I mean? Or instantly, you know, I did that review on the Angel Tarot deck. I got this bootleg edition. It's, smaller than, it's the same size as a playing card deck, but smaller than the original tarot size cards. Yeah, because I was going to mention it because I forgot, because I was going to say when I did the review for the box, the original version, because this is bootleg you get from China. I mean, but I said I ordered one of these because previously, whatever, because. But I'm going to use that basically for, instead of using the good deck, as it were, I'm going to use this for whatever, you know what I mean? And so the other ones don't get dirty and damaged. But yeah, just thought I'd let you know. Same as the other ones, but smaller. And they're the same size as my occult deck. So, yeah. Anyway. But yeah, like I said with the cameras, it's like, you could still notice because slight movement of, you know what I mean? Anyway.
TikTokers question what they saw, with one asking if there was a shadow on the stairs.
Was that a shadow just then?
Where?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
In the final clip, we get another view of there. The TikTokers question what they...
Oh, shadow.
Shut up.
She and her partner walk through the door and look at the stairs in the room. There seems to be nothing there. The TikTokers question what they saw, with one asking if there was a shadow on the stairs.
Was that a shadow just then?
Where?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, all I say is I could suggest, because to be fair, I could see where that shadow was. It's the top of the steps, but you have to be careful when, this is not directed at Lainey and Ben, but it's... It just doesn't make sense to people who, because you get some people who, excuse the terminology, who are very anal with their analyses and critique, and it's like, well, if there's a shadow past in front of you, you don't want to say I don't know. What do you mean? I don't know. You know what I mean? I think it was at the top of the stairs there, but I'm not sure if that's a shadow. Don't forget, there's a light behind you, and there's light behind them, so it's kind of like that shadow could have been, because. It doesn't matter how tall you are, if you go in front of a window, you will affect the light source from that window. So it'll project a shadow larger than you, if that makes sense. So I think that's... I think that was just Lainey stood in front of the stairs. But yeah, speaking of shadows, I thought a shadow passed here. But, oh yeah, incidentally, any of my videos you see, let me know if you spot anything. But yeah, I think that's more a case of shadow from behind her because it's very bright. The staircase is a bit of shade. She stood in front. Yeah, so you know what I mean. But all I say is, if you do it, if you think you've seen something in the video and you're doing something, oh, I think I've seen something. You know what I mean? Just say something, because otherwise, if you say I don't know, it makes it a bit ambiguous. If it makes sense.
Either.
In the final clip, we get another view of the kitchen. Yet again, a drawer is pulled open. Take a look.
They're very messy ghosts. Is it Dave and Andy? I think they're called. They're very messy.
As you can see, silverware violently shoots across the room. One utensil flies in a straight line, crashing into the wall. It almost looks like it sticks into the wall. The door also moves on its own. With many fake ghost videos, you can see things gently move around or even fall off shelves, which could easily be done with magnets. But the sheer force that's been applied to the cutlery in this clip makes it hard to believe that magnets are at play. This is an ongoing mystery, as Lainey and Ben continually post the strange events that seem to be plaguing their house.
See, and the other thing is in their defence as well, regardless if I believe it or not, in their defence, it's kind of like, again, it's that thing where there's so much about it, because obviously there was complications during the birth. And, yeah, she like saw, and she had a near-death experience, etc. All kinds of things, but there's a sincerity to it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, but the thing is, if I don't think they would fake, it would be sick. It's a sick thing to do if you were faking it and incorporating that, if that makes sense. So they seem sincere, and whatever's happening is real to them, and you know what I mean. And I don't think they would, it would take a special kind of sick person to fake it, if that makes sense, and incorporate that personal life, because they're bringing the subscribers into their life, their personal life, including some of the most emotional journeys they've had with pregnancy and etc. So, you know what I mean? It's just layers to it. So like I say, just go to the channel, check it out, that through that way, make up your mind that way. But there's so many layers to it, which I don't think they would, you know what I mean?
As of posting this, they have over 500,000 followers, all eager to see what happens next.
I don't particularly trust, no disrespect to the medium, their friend of theirs well, they're obviously friends now, but I mean, the medium they use, because the problem I have with a medium is mediums I'm very skeptical about, because you have people like Darren Brown, who tells you that, you could actually buy a book on Amazon, you can buy books on Amazon to teach you how to do it. But there's bits where I've seen on their videos where the medium has gone into a hallway of the stairs and said, and there's a picture of the mother the deceased mother on the window frame, or the that goes upstairs, that portion, right? There's a lot of, if you just watch Darren Brown, he does it. He apologised profusely. He did actually apologise sincerely for it, playing with people's emotions, but he just wanted to illustrate something. And he went over to America, and he actually, you would think he's the best thing about Darren Brown is he'll tell you it's trick, it's all trick. But if you were to see him, or just see him do this thing, he sat in this room full of people, and he convinced every single one of them, and have got everything accurate to the T, that he was talking to their dead departed relatives or family members. He wasn't, and he apologised and explained how it worked, blah blah. But there, like I said, you can buy books on how to do it. And for me, when the medium went into this particular part of their house, there was a picture of the mother, and then she went there, stopped, and went, there's some tricks of the gaff, or the trade, if that makes sense. I'm not saying, whatever, I mean, but there are some people who are just generally doing it to make people, to help people out, make them feel comfort. If they're doing it for good intentions, then fair enough. Because at the end of the day, whatever happens when you die, it ain't going to bother you anyway, regardless. You won't say, you know what I mean? But if it's going to bring you some comfort during their living days, then fair enough. But you know what I mean? I'm a bit with mediums. One told me not to do psychic, to tap into my psychic ability. Okay.
The Jerome Grand Hotel in Arizona is yet another hotel in America that is said to play home to the paranormal. Originally serving as a hospital in the 1920s, the property has seen several transformations over its nearly 100-year history.
Beautiful building. I like our buildings. They're beautiful, something, aren't they?
In 1996, it began operating as a hotel. Since then, both guests and employees alike have reported mysterious activity, thought to be the work of the supernatural. This includes hearing childish laughter and crying, coughing, laboured breathing, footsteps, doors slamming, and voices coming from vacant rooms. Ghostly sightings are also quite common. Among them is a child who likes to watch people sleeping in their beds. There's also 2 women, one in a white gown, an old...
Get a hobby. Go to Legoland. Go pester some of the kids in the hotel. Stop watching people sleep, you weirdo.
caretaker of the hotel, and a ghostly cat who's heard hissing and scratching at the property's doors. It's not just sights and sounds either. Guests have reported smelling such things as whiskey, cigar smoke, flowers and baby powder when there's no clear source to be found. Lastly, guests have also noted anomalous activity like TVs randomly flickering on and off, objects becoming unplugged, and toiletries rolling around the room completely on their own.
I must admit, I mean, yeah, a lot of my dad's clothes are still in the bedroom, but I swear I still smell... What was it? Is it Old Spice he used to wear? You know, you can just... That smell that they had, if it makes sense. It's like... And it can't... Well, that's the thing. There's a part of you that thinks, well, hang on a second, it can't be clothes or anything like that, because smells don't stay that long in objects, if that makes sense. They do for quite... Don't go wrong, they do for quite a while, but not that long. You know what I mean? If you left, especially if you sat there in the dust or whatever, you know, whatever. It's been sat in that room for a very long time. It's like they do lose their smell. So occasionally I'd go past the bedroom and I could smell it. You know, smell him. Smell him. Like so. Is his presence there? I don't know. Like I said, I haven't got on my spirit box because I am a bit. I do get. I don't mean to be a bit bitter with people who go, "Oh, that orb must be my grandma" or something like that. It's like I've got K2. I've got all the ghost gadgets and the apps, and I have not heard a single... I had one... I had on my spirit talker on the day he passed away. One word came up and that was son. But that could be coincidence because I had nothing else come through that. Because the thing is, my dad knows what my mobile phone is. There's no illusion what he's not that good with technology, but he's aware. He knew what my phone could do. So if he was there, say in presence in the room, and he could talk on my camera, and he goes, and if he said son, and he goes, oh, his phone just picked me up. He has got, he's got enough sense to go, oh, hello son, blah blah blah, and carry on talking. You know what I mean? So that it could be just a coincidence on that app, but like I said, I have had no signs running. Could be they didn't know how to, but apparently it's odd that a lot of ghosts seem to. I mean, if it makes sense. And don't get me wrong, I am more open-minded because ever since doing the Knowlton Church investigation, go check it out. Some of the EMF stuff I got and the Spirit Talker stuff was amazing.
When Redditor W. Cholins and his girlfriend spent the night at the hotel, they snapped a series of photos that may just prove that the property is indeed haunted.
But if it brings them comfort, I don't want to take that away from them at the end of the day, but I'm just saying, I think, until I'm proved wrong, it's just wishful thinking.
In the photo, we can see one of the hotel's hallways. In the very back to the left is what looks to be a shadowy figure standing right next to a door.
Ooh.
The Redditor explained that there was no one else around as it was very early in the morning, 1:30 a.m. to be exact.
Look at you weirdo.
Immediately after this photo was taken, the Redditor took a short video of the same area. Unfortunately, they didn't post it to the subreddit, but a moderator did share several still images from the unseen video.
Let me know what you think. Do you reckon that's nice? Do you reckon that green goes well with it? I know it's to do traditional, and I like those traditional vibes. I like because there's a pub down in my hometown called The Ship, and it used to be like a proper smuggler's pub, like an old tavern. Now they've jazzed up a bit, made it more look more modern, which kind of takes away its charm. I don't know what it looks like now. I haven't been there that much, but I haven't been there in bloody years, getting on to probably a decade or so. But it's kind of like last time I went in there, might be early 20s, I'd say, early mid 20s. But it's kind of like it just lost its charm. I preferred it with all the old barrels and the old fishing nets, you know, that charm. Because it also keeps for the town, because the town where I live, it's like it used to be smugglers and stuff like that. I just love old buildings. You know, I hate it when they modernise them. It's like, keep it in that style. There's something nice about it. There's something, I don't know, there's something about it that's nice, you know what I mean? But yeah, not sure about the green. What do you reckon?
Here you can clearly see that the shadowy figure is now completely gone. Viewers have remained split on this potential paranormal sighting. Many people agree that this could simply be another person entering their room. However, others who knew of or had themselves visited the Jerome Grand Hotel thought that this shadowy figure might have been something supernatural, as many had experienced ghostly activity themselves or heard stories from others. Based on the countless other claims of supernatural experiences, this photo may indeed show some sort of a ghost. If so, one wonders whether it's a friendly spirit roaming the halls, or could it be an entity that has bad intentions for those who visit this old hotel?
I mean, it's hard to say, because I'm not sure if that... Because with the other photos, it looked like there wasn't a cabinet there, but a stool. So if that was someone there, and of course that's a door there in the wall, then if that's just the corner of the wall, I don't see how a person from another room could be standing there, because there's a stool there, if that makes sense. So, yeah. Very strange.
Kids and ghosts, not a good combination. TikTok user Danny Chumia took 2 elevator rides with his son that seemed to turn into something much more sinister than he ever could have imagined. The videos he uploaded to the social media platform of the rides have been giving people goosebumps ever since. In the first clip, we see the TikToker and his son and pet dog get into the elevator. In a voiceover, the TikToker explains that his son seems to be talking to ghosts lately.
My son is talking to ghosts.
What?
He just said the boy's in here.
His son mentions that a boy is in the elevator
God.
with them, though.
That's the thing, even if it's just an imaginary friend, isn't that the freakiest thing, though? It's kind of like the old poltergeist vibes. Oh, getting chicken. And that's not from watching a video, just... Oh. Unless, of course, there's a highway, ghost highway through it. But there's something more unsettling, isn't there, than the kid going, oh, look, there's a woman behind you, or, you know, all these kinds of things, isn't it? Even if it's just an imaginary friend, it's still freaky. It's like there's poltergeist films, isn't it?
Oh, there's clearly no one else there.
What?
He just said the boy's in here. Since he's still a fetus, I really didn't understand what he meant.
Watch what happens next.
Bro, right above you. What is that? On the wall.
I must be tripping because it seems like he doesn't even see it.
No, do you see that?
Oh, wow.
What?
As you can see, ghostly handprints seem to appear directly above the son's head, just on the wall behind him.
I must be tripping because it seems like he doesn't even see it.
But also, that hand is bigger than the boy's hand.
No, do you see that? What?
The TikToker points to the handprints and the son turns but doesn't seem to see anything. The TikToker moves closer and the handprints reappear.
No, do you see that? What? Bro.
Oh, hang on, I don't know. I'm not saying the kid ain't seeing stuff or whatever like that, but that... Because why is it not in keeping with what the child's saying? Because the child would see it, if it makes sense. The kid would be like, he's playing a game. But that just looks... That looks so... that looks like it's been put on, doesn't it? You know what I mean? That looks like really bad... Because you can get apps with ghost faces and stuff you can put on. That kind of like that. That opacity. You know what I mean? That looks a bit... I don't know. That looks a bit put on it.
What?
A second video shows the father and son duo
Imagine that. Oh, what's that? Ah!
get into the elevator again. The son taps on the walls and says something indecipherable.
What did you say?
I didn't quite hear what he said, but but then this happened.
Wait. You said it's hiding?
See if you can spot what's been freaking viewers out.
Whoa.
Going down.
Oh, God.
As the door opens, you can see an unusual reflection.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit a brick. Look at that chicken. Oh no, that's gone turkey. Oh, I had chicken go all the way up here. My hairs went as well. Fucking hell, and it's 30 minutes when we're talking. I do apologise, I talk for a lot of this, but I quickly add stuff in that I was going to, nearly forgot to say, come out, but oh my God. God, look at, God, gone full on turkey. That didn't look human.
Some viewers have said,
Let's go look.
see if you can spot what's been
I'm going to do it again.
freaking viewers out.
Whoa.
Going down.
And the way it rears up is like, ooh. Looks like, is it the Gruffalo?
As the door opens, you can see an unusual reflection.
I thought it had horns or something, but it's not. It's like a shadow, and as it comes up, and of course that's a reflection of the boy's head at the last minute. But apart from that, it's oh yeah.
Some viewers have said it looks like a black demon with horns.
Yeah. I don't believe in demons, and I explained my problem with demons in other videos. Like demons are just inventions by a church. They used to be. It's like when they got the old gods, when Christianity took over, they had all these gods. What do? Make some angels, make some demons to tidy it up. And the demon comes from daemon, which means someone who's trapped on earth, like basically a ghost. This is an old word for ghost.
Other TikTokers were terrified for the father and son, claiming that an evil presence must be after the child.
Hey child, is your parents home? God is in his holy temple. Ugh.
They even suggested that the TikToker call for a priest or exorcist to examine the son and see if there is indeed something after him.
But he seems happy.
Whoa.
Going down.
The kid seems happy. I mean, kids. I'm not saying kids can't be tricked, but the thing about kids, well, if you ever feel down about yourself, kids will see the good in you, if that makes sense. I've always with me and kids, I've always had it was like they just look at me like I'm a giant Teletubby or some sort of sparkly thing. It's like they see my inner light or something, whatever. And some would probably put it in philosophical terms. But you know what I mean? They see things, they can see the good and bad and stuff. Even with strangers, I mean, there's some things where you see where they go like, you could have a really friendly person and they don't gel well, and you think, hang on, it's because they sense stuff. So, I don't know. But then again, you shouldn't never judge a creature by its cover, because it could be just some sort of interdimensional being who just looks scary, like Pan. Pan, who's a pagan god, he's half goat, half man. But he's a friendly guy.
The Ninja Turtles or something paranormal? That was the question that arose in regards to a manhole cover that was seen bouncing around in Denver, Colorado. Uploaded by Next 9 News on YouTube, reporters tried to make sense of what they saw, but still couldn't find a logical explanation. In the clip, we see a street with a manhole cover in the middle. Immediately, we can see the manhole cover bouncing up and down repeatedly,
Just hope God that ain't the gas mains.
seemingly all on its own. The commentator of the video explains that the reporter who caught this phenomenon on video spoke to the city's water department. The department then explained that manhole covers make occasional noise or move around as water enters the pipes underneath and air needs to be let out. Still seems to be a huge amount of movement for the manhole and suggests that something more is going on.
You should be surprised. I hope it's not gas mains around, because if enough pressure is going up, they will launch a manhole cover off. So, but if it's in fluctuations, I'm not saying it is, not saying it isn't, then it may cause that sporadic motion, if it makes sense.
While the reporting team was given an explanation for this occurrence, both reporters and YouTube viewers remained in disbelief after getting a glimpse.
Although it's just the way it's landing in. That's the only thing that's odd about it. Because you'd think if it's been propelled up that high, it wouldn't land perfectly back on the gap, if that makes sense. So that is odd.
Of this dancing manhole.
Water. This is more than a bit of movement, though.
Some viewers stated that manhole covers are extremely heavy, making this high bouncing movement simply from air pressure unbelievable.
Yes.
Others shared their own experiences seeing the same situation in their own cities, stating that perhaps the government knows more about this than they're letting on.
A bit of movement, though.
Extreme air pressure or something fishy. We may not get an answer anytime soon.
I mean, it could be. I mean, don't get me wrong, as also I've noticed the manhole cover, there's a dip. So even if it did land just a tad, few inches off outside that dip, it would slide back in because of the way that it's curvatured down. So, you know, it could be. It could still, but it's just, it is a bit... I suppose at first it just seems weird because it seems to be slotting perfectly back into place, but I don't know. Let me know what you think.
People put up security cameras around their homes hoping to not have to catch something bad on tape, but unfortunately these cameras will capture something off-putting from time to time. A video uploaded by Sleuth Juice on Imager saw something that would send shivers down any homeowner's spine. The clip shows footage as seen from a security camera outside of the uploader's house. Viewers can see the porch and some of the street outside. Standing directly in front of the house is a man wearing a beanie. The man slowly climbs the stairs that lead to the house. He stops right before the porch and looks upwards. Viewers can now see that he's wearing a strange dark mask.
What a weirdo.
The man stops in front of the door, looking up as if inspecting it. He stands in this exact position for 30 seconds before he quickly turns away and the video ends.
What a weirdo.
The man is certainly creepy in his own right, though thankfully nothing transpired that evening. The fact that the man's wearing a mask has led many to believe that the man was a potential robber surveying the house. Others were sure the man was perhaps mentally unwell and was wandering around the neighbourhood in some kind of a daze. One final suggestion was that the man may have been just looking for the right address, though why would he be wearing such a creepy mask? This is a question that is yet to be answered.
Weirdo bugger.
Playgrounds are supposed to be happy places, full of play, laughter and fun. Sadly, that wasn't the case for Redditor Miserable AD 1849's neighbours. The Redditor's neighbours were with their kids at a local playground when something disturbing decided to make an appearance. In the brief video, we see a child playing. Watch what happens.
Oh god, yeah, I've seen this one before. Oh my god, yeah. Do you want a balloon?
As you can see, a spooky face appears just behind the girl as she slides down the slide. Other Redditors agreed that the face certainly looked eerie, as it seemed to have very white skin and dark, sunken black eyes.
It's like a grudge baby.
One Redditor brightened up the video and noticed that the face actually seems to be a young boy. However, the parents said that there were no other children around when this video was taken. So what do you think's going on here? Take another look at the footage and decide for yourself.
To be fair, to make... Because they say there's no one else there, but it's a kid that's went down there and then she went down. The only way I could say that would be conclusive is if the problem is they don't pan back up. If they pan back up and their face is gone, then yeah, then that would be weird. Because why would a kid go up the ladder go like that and then back down? You know what I mean? that would look weird. So it's a bit of a shame they don't pan back up on the camera, because if it disappeared, then that'd be freaky.
A video uploaded by Parasomnia MX on TikTok has gone on to terrify many around the world. In the video, we get a look at something far from normal, but certainly intriguing in its own right. We can see the back of a car that's driving ahead of the vehicle where the footage is being shot from. All looks normal at first until something freaky happens. Watch. Some kind of ghostly figure appears at the back of the car. It lingers for a few moments before disappearing completely. Here it is again in slow motion and zoomed in. With the closer zoom, it seems that the figure is indeed transparent, making a case for it truly being some type of phantom.
Ugh.
Some viewers suggested it could be a mannequin of some kind, but that doesn't explain its sudden disappearance. This might be one mystery
Mothman prophecy. Mothman prophecy.
we can't solve unless eventually given an explanation from the original uploader.
Oh.
While some spirits are thought to be mischievous or even playful in nature, others might not be so harmless. Whether this is due to the trauma they experienced in life or even death, no one can truly know. The details of this next clip are somewhat unclear. However, the footage was supposedly captured by a group of friends as they were boating down the Isabella River in the Dominican Republic in 2018. The video should have been a memento of their trip, showcasing the beautiful scenery. Instead, when they reviewed the footage, they were disturbed by what they saw. Take a look.
Holy guacamole woly.
As you can see, the clip appears to show a woman swimming under the water. In fact, upon closer inspection, the woman actually appears to be chasing after the boat.
Oh.
The friends supposedly alerted the local authorities, who immediately conducted a thorough search of the area. However, it yielded no results.
Imagine if they found a dead body though. Wow.
Perplexed, the authorities continued their investigation, confused that no one had been reported missing in the area. Eventually, they discovered that a woman had disappeared in the area 1 year earlier. However, her body had apparently been recovered soon after. This is certainly a very chilling story, one that only gets creepier once you've viewed this footage. So did this group of friends...
Because it's travelling the same speed as... Stay still. It's travelling the same speed as the boat, isn't it?
...actually capture video evidence of the missing woman's ghost haunting the river? Whatever the case may be, this is definitely one boating trip these friends will never forget. In June 2021, TikTok user Claxatax uploaded the following piece of footage, and it's been confusing and creeping out viewers ever since. Take a look.
What the hell is that? Hey!
As you can see, some kind of large bipedal figure is walking slowly across the man's yard.
What the hell is that? Hey!
The uploader's pet dog is clearly on guard too, as it watches the mysterious figure from a distance.
What the hell is that? Hey!
Hey!
The TikToker was at a loss to explain the sighting, and it left viewers wondering whether it was a trespasser or something more mysterious. Several days later, Claxatax gave a video update about the sighting.
I looked over and I
Sorry, she's named Claxatax.
saw it from behind that swing set out of the woods.
walked over behind that truck, or to that truck, and went behind it.
To the truck?
Woods. I don't know what it was. It was brownish red in person. We have a street light, so I figured it'd pick up better. Apologize for the quality. Apparently zooming in at night will make any phones. I haven't seen it since, and hopefully I won't, but I still don't know if it was a person or a thing. Whatever it was big, and it was in my yard, and I don't like that.
So he's not seen the figure since, nor does he have any idea what it could have been. Theories in the comments section ranged from a Wendigo to a ghost or even a skinwalker. Skinwalkers are mysterious entities that have their origins in Navajo folklore. They're said to be shamans that conjure black magic. They use their powers to shapeshift into animals and even other humans to lure their victims in before...
See, the thing is, it says shamans, and there's some interpretations that say like a witch or something like that. The impression I always got with skinwalkers is the reason why they were called skinwalkers is because they shed their skin. E.g., it was a tribal Indian name or terminology for werewolf. Because they shed their skin and turn into wolves. And obviously because it's just flappy bits of skin and used up skin, etc. Then I figured then that was hence why it's called skinwalker. You're just walking skin, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? And that's the impression I got from all the stuff I've learned and read upon it, sort of thing. So, I don't know. I don't know which one's the definite definition.
brutally murdering them. There's actually very limited information on skinwalkers because Navajo people tend not to talk about the creatures to outsiders. So could this really be a skinwalker, or is there another, more simple explanation? Drop
Could be
your
just a weirdo.
theories in the comment section down below.
Either a weirdo or someone who's just drunk walking away home.
What the hell is that? Hey!
A TikTok user named WinMCPix uploaded an eerie video to his account in September of 2020.
Sorry, I just like that though. I keep saying in my videos, it's funny how people jump to the extreme or supernatural explanation first, isn't it? You get some stranger walking across a field at night. You know what I mean? Could be up to mischief, or just wants to get home. Just not interested in stopping. He's probably too scared to stop. He just wants to get home. He knows it's a shortcut, but he can hear someone go, "Hey, excuse me." You know what I mean? People just want to get straight home. So it's funny that, you know, it could be some weirdo stranger, someone who's drunk coming home back from the pub, all kinds of things that are actually just people. But people just jump to skinwalker. You know what I mean? I always find that funny. It's like there's a bear in the woods. It's Bigfoot. It's like, no, bears do stand up on two legs at times, especially when rear up. It's like, I play too many hunter games, but yeah, it's like, you know what I mean?
The uploader explains that he's been hearing some bizarre noises coming from his bathroom, so he grabbed his phone to film it. Take a look at what he captured.
I keep hearing sounds in my bathroom. I don't know what it is.
I think I've seen this one.
I whistled. I haven't messed with this thing.
Oh!
Holy crap. No freaking way. Did you see that?
Yes.
Did you see that?
Look at a turkey.
If we watch that again, you can actually see a shadow pass by in the bathroom.
Whistled. I haven't messed with this thing. Holy crap. No freaking way.
Oh,
Did you see that?
Yes.
look at the turkey. See, I'm not feeling fear. Like, ooh, you know what I mean? I grow. The thing is, to be fair, it's what people these days in the culture we're in now, it's like, oh, you can't watch your little kids watch that. It'll mess them up. Shut up. It's like, you know, my dad used to let me watch Hammer horror films with, you know, Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. So I grew up with Hammer films, but I've never got that watching horror films or seeing something scary. You know what I mean? It's just that certain things. It's just like that's your Spider-Man senses telling you that that's like freaky. You know what I mean? That's your Peter tingle.
Did you see that?
Oh,
He then looks around the bathroom, behind the door, in the shower, in his closet, but there's nothing there that could explain the shadow.
got chicken on my legs.
No way. Somebody slipped out right there. My back's against the wall. There's nothing in the closet.
And he seems legitimately scared. And I think it's also, well, I'll say at the end of the day, I'll say, if they're acting, then what the hell are you doing on TikTok or YouTube? Get a job in a film. You're more convincing than Amber Heard, for Christ's sake.
No feet, no nothing. Holy crap.
Even at the end, when he turns the lights off, we can see something moving in the bathroom yet again.
I hope that's the sound effect of the thing, not the thing. Also, interesting to add, I haven't spoken about it in a while, but there's a video, I did a video, read an article about shadow people. And either they're from another dimension, or as some Russian scientists have suggested or believe, because they did some experiments in a lab on objects and stuff. And that is, there's one idea that they could actually be beings that exist in the same reality as us, but we can't see them because they're made of, or normally see them because they are made of dark matter and dark energy. Because if you look at our universe, there's a lot of our universe we can't visibly see, and we call it dark energy or dark matter, or, you know. And yeah, they reckon because also don't forget, a lot of these spirits or whatever, or we assume these spirits draw on our energy or electrical energy of this visible reality, if that makes sense, in a way, to manifest. Well, what happens if they say these shadow entities? I'm not saying they're real. I'm just saying, as a going from the scientific angle of it, is what if it's in order to change or adjust their frequency, or maybe sometimes it happens by accident. You know what I mean? Something happens to it, change frequency, or there's ones who have learned how to draw energy to so we can adjust the frequency so we can see them, if that makes sense.
Not tonight.
Oh, fuck off. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. I'm sorry. Is that... Oh, fuck. It's just the sound effects. Is that from the video, or is that Callum putting it on? And what's disturbing also is, even though it looks like it's stood there, it looks like it's pulsating towards him. I don't know why that... I've seen this before, but I haven't seen it do that. It's like my eyes have picked up something that I didn't see before. That is really freaky. I'm not scared, but I am. It's unnerved me for a split second, and that's just unpleasant.
So is this just a well-executed prank, or are we actually getting a glimpse at something more mysterious? Love to hear your thoughts about this clip in the comments section down below.
No, yeah.
Tonight.
Did you see it? You see what I mean? Where it goes, not tonight. Just at the frame, because it looks grey. If it's a hoax, then it's a bloody good hoax, and it's a bloody freaky one, because that made my arms go to turkey. What I call turkey is beyond chicken. It's where it goes from, you know, like Bernard Matthews level. But it looked like, because it looked grey at the front for a second, that's because it moved into light at the door frame. It looked like it was going to go like that towards me, like that, and that's, that just made me,
Half-human, half-animal creatures have long been a staple in myths and legends. Most of the time these beings are regarded with awe, but on other occasions they're looked at with disgust and even fear. Could this video, shared by Chaos Magic on Reddit, really prove that these mythical creatures might actually exist? According to the timestamp, the footage was captured just on 3:30 in the morning. We can see a dog standing in the middle of the road just as a mysterious figure walks into shot. As the woman comes closer, keen-eyed viewers might be able to notice something unusual about her legs. Take a look. For most, it's probably not until you zoom in that the mystery becomes apparent. The woman appears to have legs similar to that of a goat.
That's just bad potato. That's bad potato film quality. Bad pixelation and lighting. It's like, imagine if you're the woman, you saw this video, you'd be like, what, you saying I'm bow-legged or something? You know what I mean? That's just a woman walking home, probably pissed or something, I don't know. But it's like, I think it's just lighting and pixelation.
As soon as the woman appears on camera, the dog's attention is immediately drawn to her. Could it be that the dog knows something's not quite right?
Yeah, but a dog will look at you weird. If you walk down the road like you got something held between your legs, like an umbrella or something, it's going to look, you know, or you got constipation, or you're trying to hold, like, oh, I need a crap, I need to hold it in. If you walk down the road funny and oddly, the dog's going to look at you, especially if it's late at night. And what is that dog doing out in the middle of the road as well? It's like, don't people look after their dogs, or if it's stray, feed it or something? You know, I love dogs.
The woman continues her early morning stroll some ways down the road before eventually turning around and walking back in the direction she came from. Once again, the dog turns to stare at her. Its reaction similar to that of several viewers. Confusion and perhaps even a little bit of fear.
She's either lost there. She's either pissed, lost her way home, like she's walked down the road, hang on, this is not the road. This is not the road I need to go down. Or she's actually someone from a medical ward. Is this still recording? Yeah.
Throughout history, creatures with the upper body of a human and the legs of a goat or horse have typically been referred to as satyruses or fauns. But what do you think? Could this video really have captured proof that these mythical creatures do live among us? Unfortunately, there's been no further explanation given for what's happening in this video, so at least for now, viewers will simply have to draw their own conclusions.
Now it's just someone walking home.
Is this yet more footage of the ever-elusive and legendary Loch Ness Monster? 54-year-old Richard Maver was competing in the Great Glen Canoe Challenge in September of 2021 when he accidentally spotted something strange swimming in the waters of Loch Ness. While capturing drone footage for his YouTube channel, Richard Outdoors, the camera picked up something swimming in the shallow waters near the shoreline.
Just so you know, they've actually hit the whole. They've actually mapped Loch Ness using military-grade sonar equipment. There's nothing down there. Plus, there's a little gap which an otter could get through, but not a plesiosaur. You know what I mean? So another one like Bigfoot's been debunked. Mon Dieu.
First, Maver didn't notice anything in the water. It wasn't until he uploaded the footage that a few keen-eyed viewers spotted the strange shape. Take a look.
Oh, I've seen this one. I think that's just, that looks like a sand dune or something like that. I think I've seen this footage before.
As you can see, there's a long object floating in the water. It does indeed resemble the classic depiction of the Loch Ness Monster. A long neck with a broad body and fins. Maver told the Daily Mirror that he couldn't believe what he had captured. He had to rewind the footage several times before the sighting finally sank in.
I think that's lighting and pareidolia, because if you look at where those boats are, that is just too shallow. Yeah, that's too shallow. That image would be a lot clearer, considering where the light is. Yeah, that's too shallow, mate. Sorry. I think that's pareidolia and the floor, riverbed floor.
Some analysts have suggested it might just be a log floating in the water, or even an optical illusion caused by the waves. However, Nessie dieharders are certain this is yet another piece of evidence that an ancient cryptid is living in the murky waters of Loch Ness.
Why is there still Bigfoot people out there and Loch Ness people out there? My God, boy, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you people? It's shot Loch Ness. The thing is, people don't want it to die. Shall I tell you why? Because it's good for tourism. Yeah, I mean, there'll probably still be Nessie gift shops in Scotland, you know, that will swear blindly that Nessie is there. You know what I mean? It's because it's like King Arthur. King Arthur historically did exist, and he's from Wales. And the reason why a lot of experts won't admit this or confirm it is because they've invested writing so many books on their theories of who he was, etc. It's the same with Atlantis. There's so many books written on certain things by various experts, and the reason why they won't own up to certain things is because they've invested so many years writing these books. But King Arthur was a Welsh king. Arthur St. Arthur Matu, Arthur St. Apparently, his descendant, who's the rightful heir to the throne of England, apparently is now a car salesman in Australia. But yeah, there was a King Arthur. It's just that no one would admit to it or state it for the record on TV. Well, I think Alan Wilson did. And a lot of his work's been buried, even though they try to bury it, even though he's found the grave, all kinds of stuff. But it's because if you get rid of that, tourism's gone in loads of places. Although Wales, you'd think Wales will benefit from it.
Usually, when a photograph is described as mysterious, it's because it shows something strange in the picture itself. Perhaps a ghostly figure lurking in the background, or even a UFO inadvertently captured flying through the sky. However, this video takes the concept of a mysterious photograph to a whole new level. Watch the clip and see if you can spot anything unusual. As the child moves about, keen-eyed viewers may notice a framed photo of a man in the background. His head and shoulders are clearly visible and he appears to be wearing a suit and tie. However, the next time the camera pans back to the right, the photo seems to have changed. While it appears to still show the same man, he's suddenly much closer and none of his tie is visible. Of course, there could be a logical explanation for what we're witnessing. Perhaps someone quickly switched out the photo for another, or alternatively, the image could have been tampered with in post-production. While these are both possibilities, the footage does seem to come from a genuine home video. In situations such as this, one's mind often turns to the paranormal for answers. Some viewers have suggested that perhaps the person in the photo is now deceased and is altering the photo as a way to make contact with their living family.
Or it could be the angle of the camera.
As there's little information on the origins of the footage, this is one mystery that'll have to remain unsolved, at least for the time being. UFOs can be eerie in general, but when they start to multiply, that's when things get even creepier. User Conspiration ESP on Twitter shared a video that shows this event in action. The Twitter video shows an extreme zoom where we can see an evening sky with two bright...
So I thought a splinter or something.
yellow lights shining above a city.
On a deux autres encore de nouvelles. Qu'est-ce que ça va faire?
The lights seem to glimmer as they hover in the sky, and soon a third light joins, quickly followed by a fourth.
C'est pas moi qui les invente. 4.
The 4 lights float in the sky for the rest of the video, just slightly changing formation.
Et là, sont proches.
Oh, do I believe in UFOs? Yes, because there's so much about it. And as physicists are starting to say now, it's like, well, we've got hypersonic drones, but they can't pull off the manoeuvres that they can. And there's so many things, elements to do with laws of physics and how they defy the laws of physics that make them go, it's not a top secret weapon or whatever. But also, for me, it's like, well, people say, oh yeah, you've got more chance of proving ghosts and aliens. That's their opinion. That's not strictly true, though, because there's a difference. Aliens are not supernatural. They're just people with more sophisticated technology. In other words, they've got a better car than us. So having a neighbour with a better car, basically. You know what I mean? But they're people, you can touch them. It may be harder to get your hands on, but you can actually touch them. They are solid. They are of this visible reality, if it makes sense. You know what I mean? They're not beyond, which is the realm that ghosts are. So you have got more chance of proving that aliens exist than ghosts, because you can actually, yeah, if an alien appeared before you, you can walk up to it and touch it like a person, because it's solid. You know what I mean? If it makes sense. You know what I mean?
Ouais. Voyons.
There have been no suggestions as to what the 4 lights are in this video. The fact that the lights glimmer and don't seem to move around is certainly unlike other usual flying objects like planes or jets. Perhaps this is yet another mystery of a UFO gone unsolved.
Ouais, ils sont égales en plus.
We like to think of restaurants as fun places to enjoy good food and create memories with family and friends. But, like every other place on the planet, things can get creepy once the lights turn off. Viewers can see footage as shot from the interior of a restaurant at night time. In the focus of the frame are empty tables. Immediately to the left, we can see what looks like a ghostly figure walking past the tables very slowly. The figure appears to be short and has a strange white and hazy quality. The figure walks across the
Because it's potato quality, mate.
room before disappearing off frame to the right. Here's a close-up in slow motion. The white features of the figure are certainly eerie, as is the slow gait of the possible ghost. The restaurant hasn't released a statement or given any indication as to what this strange figure could be, leaving this to be a complete mystery. Perhaps it's just a friendly spirit looking for a midnight snack, or does this ghost have more sinister intentions?
Ugh. It's alright. My tripod is now transformed into a selfie handle sticky thingy. So I can sit more comfortable, because after a while, I think my video's gone a bit long, but you know, it's like I like 10 minute ones. If they're good, for me 10 minutes, I don't know about you, seems just too short, you know, because you get into them like, well. So I try not to make all my videos very long, so I do apologise. If you've watched this far and you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe. You know what I mean? But yeah, because I could do this on my phone, which is kind of cool in a way, because I could do whatever. I could adjust to whatever climate. You know, I could go outside, I had to go sit in the garden and do it. You know what I mean? So anyway, but yeah.
While zombies have always been considered fictitious, occasionally a piece of footage surfaces that might challenge your beliefs. In this video shared to YouTube by All Life of Kerala, we actually see what suspiciously looks like a real zombie standing by the side of the road.
What I say is, working with the public, it is true. The there's a hidden there's a philosophical message highlighted at the beginning of Shaun of the Dead. And if you get what I mean, then you get what I mean. And it's like, most people are like zombies, you know what I mean? The way they walk around and etc. And you know what I mean? That's why it'd be hard to tell if there's a zombie apocalypse or not, to be fair. Hence the in-joke of the beginning of Shaun of the Dead.
The video is shot from the inside of a car that's driving at night time in the rain. For the first few moments, nothing seems particularly out of the ordinary. That is until the camera pans to the right. Take a look. As you can see, standing in the rain, there appears to be a zombie-like creature motioning towards the car with an outstretched arm. Despite what we can see, some viewers believe that the figure's not actually a member of the undead at all, but rather a human woman trying to flag the car down.
Yeah.
This certainly seems plausible, though it's the jerky movements of the figure's arm that has spooked many viewers.
Well, no, the car's jerky, it's bumpy road. It's a poor woman who's like, please give me a lift. She's probably thought, oh, you bugger. You know, as he drives by, that's someone trying to hitchhike. Again, like I said, a lot of these videos, they see a bear, it's Bigfoot. They see a weirdo walk across the garden, it's a skinwalker. See a poor woman who's getting soaking wet, wave her arm out for a hitchhiker. And people think it's a zombie. Start with the obvious answer, then work backwards, if that makes sense. You know what I mean?
Zombie or not, there's certainly something eerie about the figure seen in this video. But does it really prove these creatures roam the earth? Based on this footage alone, this is a call that's simply too large to make.
And not being funny, she ain't going to look that pretty with all her hair and makeup dishevelled, because she's literally like a drowned rat going, "Ooh, give me a lift."
In August of 2010, the Japan Agency for Marine Earth Science and Technology was conducting a deep-sea dive when they filmed something mysterious in the waters of Sagami Bay, southwest of Tokyo. As the Hyperdolphin ROV explored the murky depths, cameras were rolling, capturing images of the deep-sea habitat. At first, everything seems fairly normal. Suddenly, out of the gloomy abyss, an unidentified creature appears.
I think I've seen this. If it's of a big shark, it's not Megalodon, it's a sand shark. Or a nursing shark or something like that. But we'll see. No, I have seen this. I can't remember what they said it was, but it is a type of fish.
Its large, wide eyes are dotted just above a gaping mouth. The creature's solid frame disappears into the cloudy background. When the footage first surfaced, it went viral around the world, with news outlets running stories that a new type of deep-sea species had been spotted.
I think it says over a fish. It looked vaguely similar to that, or they said it was actually just a rock formation with bits stuck on it. But I think they have explained.
Some experts weren't so sure, however, speculating that it might actually be a case of pareidolia, the human tendency to see familiar shapes in patterned imagery. It's entirely possible that this is just a rock with two well-placed shells, giving our brains the impression that a creature with a face is present. However, in the footage, it does appear as though the object moves.
Yeah, no, the camera's moving.
So what do you think? Is this some kind of deep-sea cryptid that's yet to be classified by modern science? Or is there a simpler explanation? Let us know your take in the comments section down below.
Yeah, also one eye's smaller. I just noticed as well. One of the eyes is smaller than the other side.
Terra El Extremo is a popular Spanish channel that explores eerie abandoned places, hoping to get evidence of the paranormal on camera. In this video, published to their channel in September of 2021, the crew members head out to an old abandoned cabin that's allegedly haunted.
Did they not finish it?
El agüita calme un poquito, porque si no nos va a dar chance grabar.
The hour-long videos jam-packed with tons of chilling content, and one of the first of the night happens at around the 8-minute mark, as the videographer explores an outdoor shack. Take a look at what happens.
Ay, güey. Mira. Ah, no manches, Odín. Te dije, carnal.
¿Cómo estás?
After this, they continue to explore the dark and rainy property.
Oh. Move my stuff. I just noticed there's a camera up there.
Near the 30-minute mark, they get a sign that they may not be alone. It looks like there's someone off in the distance entering the old shack that they had just investigated.
Mira, ahí hay algo. ¿A dónde, Luis? Allá, ahí va entrando, ¿ya viste? Ahí en la casita, ya. ¿Tú lo tienes? Ah, no inventes. ¿Lo viste? Sí. ¿No lo tienes tú? No, porque me taparon.
They take a closer look, but they can't seem to find anyone there.
Ajá. No se ve nada. No. Pero no inventes, aquí se vio cómo se metió.
Although this encounter surely gave them the creeps, they nevertheless proceed with the search, which is when they come along a road with several abandoned houses dotted along it. Out of curiosity, one of the cameramen proceeds to film the house when something eerie happens. Take a look.
Mira, 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 mira. Ah, no inventes, Odín. Ven, 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 ven.
Watching that again, you can make out a dark figure walking in the distance. Then there's a chilling scream.
Mira, 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 mira. Ah, no inventes, Odín.
Later, once the crew are inside the house, something rather off-putting can be seen in one of the windows. Eerily, a fireplace has been lit inside the living area, suggesting that somebody's living inside of the building.
That's nice of them. Nice warm fire.
And is perhaps hiding from the investigators.
Sí. Pero lo más impresionante fue de que se veía desnudo.
Sometime later, they re-enter the room with the fireplace. The fire is now out, suggesting that someone recently fled the area.
De verdad, el fuego cómo está. Ay, güey. Mira, ya se apagó.
Thankfully, Terra El Extremo decided to leave the building and call off the investigation. If they chose to stay inside and investigate a little while longer, there's no telling what could have happened.
Vámonos.
The last thing we want as we rest in our beds at night is for something spooky to happen. Even
I know what you're going to say. There was a symbol in a circle. One, that's not satanic. Two, it was actually a Star of David in a circle.
worse is that those who experience these creepy events are usually too dazed from their sudden awakening to figure out what's actually going on. In this first video, uploaded to Reddit by Always Blurkin, it's not a human, but rather two animals that seem to notice the unusual incident first. Take a look. The footage shows the Redditor sleeping soundly in bed. A dog rests on the floor and a cat sleeps on a table nearby. For a few moments, all is quiet. Then suddenly, the cat on the table lifts its head up and looks towards the door. So too does the dog. A second later, the door seems to open all on its own. Both the dog and cat continue to stare cautiously, seemingly waiting for someone or something to enter the room. In the second video, the Redditor lays in their bed. They reach over to the nightstand next to them, and as they do, a book on the opposite side of the bed falls to the floor, spooking the dog as it does. Based on the pet's genuine reactions in both clips, it seems that many Redditors believe that these actions were indeed the result of something supernatural.
Hang on.
Stare cautiously, seemingly waiting for someone or something to enter the room. In the second video,
I just want to see where her butt, her, and her legs are.
the Redditor lays in their bed. They reach over to the nightstand next to them, and as they do, a book on the opposite side of the bed falls to the floor, spooking the dog as it does. Based on the pet's genuine reactions in both clips, it seems that many Redditors believe that these actions were indeed the result of something supernatural. The fact that the cat seems to react even before the door opens in the first clip reinforces the idea that animals might possess a sixth sense, which makes them more attuned to paranormal activity. Could it be possible then that the Redditor's pets knew that something ghostly was roaming right outside the bedroom door? Some viewers, however, remain skeptical of the second clip, suggesting that the book falling off the nightstand could have a far simpler explanation. They believe that by touching the nightstand on the opposite side of the bed, the Redditor could have made the other nightstand move, inadvertently causing the book to fall over. The original poster agreed that this could be the case, but after witnessing the bedroom door seemingly open all by itself, there's just enough room for doubt to remain. Exploring abandoned properties often leads to creepy situations, and this video, uploaded to the YouTube channel Wokya Hogar Official, is no exception. In the clip, we see a pair of paranormal investigators skirting the outside of a supposedly haunted house.
वो देखो मैं कह रहा हूँ झाड़ियाँ हिल रही हैं वो भी देखो यहाँ से रिकॉर्ड करो हवा किधर है ये हवा किधर है यार इधर लाइट देखो ये जानवर तो नहीं है आगे देखने जरा.
For the first 30 minutes or so, they don't come across anything too frightening, though they're certainly spooked by their eerie surroundings.
एक का टाइम हुआ जा रहा है.
It isn't until the 30-minute mark that things start to get a little strange. As the pair approach a dark alcove, we can see a shadowy figure scurry in front of the camera.
ओ कौन ये क्या कौन हो आप.
Although the figure is quite hard to see, it appears to be dressed in a long black robe.
ओ कौन
Sorry, my mouth's dry. It's like the one we saw in the bathroom, wasn't it? You know, on that guy's video.
Just a couple of minutes later, as the camera pans over the structure once more, we can see a similar figure standing on the roof.
पीछे पीछे वो दीवार पे देख दीवार पे
A minute later, it reappears again in the same spot.
वो देख यार
Perhaps it should be no surprise that the paranormal team ran into these mysterious figures. After all, it seems they were on the hunt for something supernatural. So were these figures actually ghosts? Or could it just be a homeless person temporarily residing in the abandoned building? However, if the latter is true, then why were they dressed in such dark and ominous clothing?
पीछे पीछे वो दीवार पे देख दीवार पे
Take another look at the footage and let me know what you think these mysterious figures could be in the comments section down below.
हो कौन ये क्या कौन हो आप
Just as with animals, the secret...
Oh, that one didn't get me. That one didn't get me chicken. But that's because it's outside, I suppose. The other one, because the bathroom looks like it's going, whoa. I mean,
inner lives of children can be equally as mysterious. In this clip, a young girl is filmed as she tries to read a book. However, she seems unnecessarily frustrated for some reason. At first, it's not clear why, but as the video continues, it becomes apparent. Take a look. It looks as though several of the book's pages begin to turn on their own, as if being manipulated by some sort of unseen force. The girl attempts to turn the pages back as she grows ever more annoyed. In the video's description, the girl's mother explains that she first heard her daughter talking to someone in the other room. However, when she went to investigate, there was no one there. She simply found the girl sitting on the floor reading a book.
it's another child, isn't it? Because typically it's like, no, I like that page, stay on that page. No, that page.
With no one in sight, the idea that the girl could have been talking to a ghost starts to align with her odd behaviour. If this was the case, was it also the ghost that was moving the book's pages? Let me know what you think's going on in this mysterious video in the comments section below. In November 2021, an Oregon local was driving down a rural road at night time with their grandkids when they spotted something eerie on the side of the road. They uploaded the strange footage to their TikTok account, Carolyn1984, for all to see.
What the frick is that? What? What's behind it?
Nana, what is that?
As you can see, a shadowy figure is lurking behind a tree on the side of the road.
Nana, what is that?
The uploader has no idea what it is and with good reason didn't want to approach it to find out.
What's behind that tree?
When the footage went live, it quickly went viral, racking up millions of views, with thousands of comments speculating on the strange sighting.
What is that?
Some said it was a Sasquatch, a skinwalker, a shadow person, or even just a creepy person lurking in a hoodie. Given that the uploader was with their grandkids, none of these suggestions bode well. One of the most suggested theories is a hide-behind. Hide-behinds are mysterious beings rooted in North American folklore. Accounts from early settlers tell of loggers going missing while out in the woods. Woodcutters were failing to return to camp en masse and villagers blamed the hide-behinds. Legends say they're nocturnal creatures with the ability to conceal themselves behind almost any object. They're said to hunt humans for food, with their diet mainly consisting of innards. The Oregon sighting certainly does match the description of a hide-behind in many ways. So could this be one of the first real pieces of evidence that these legendary cryptids really do exist?
Niana, what is that?
There's not a lot of information about this eerie home video from Japan. It shows two girls exploring a shrine of some kind. But, as you're about to see, this seemingly innocent video takes quite a strange turn. Watch.
よしよし。怒られちゃいそう。あっち行ってみようか。うん。行ってみよう。うん。
In the footage, the camera holder and the other woman can be heard talking about something while occasionally glancing over towards a statue that's sitting right beside them. At first, nothing seems too weird about the footage, but if you slow it down and compare the statue at the start of the clip with the end of the clip, you'll see what's so strange. It appears as though the stone statue has turned its head.
あっち行ってみようか。うん。行ってみよう。うん。そうじゃないな。じゃああっち行ってみようか。
Here are the two images side by side.
Yeah, it looks like a stone monument or something, or stone thing with a red lace around it. I think that's a statue.
So is this some sort of trick of perspective? Perhaps someone off camera moved the statue? Or is there something far stranger going on here? Love to hear your theories on this strange piece of footage in the comments section down below.
そうじゃないな。じゃああっち行ってみようか。
Seeing a deer on the roadside is pretty common for many drivers, especially while driving through wooded areas. Usually, however, deer are shy creatures and quickly disappear from sight. When Redditor, not Slim Shady, narrowly missed hitting a deer while on a nighttime drive in Kentucky, they noticed that the animal remained still, so they took the opportunity to capture a photo. In the picture, we can see the deer standing on the side of the road. However, there appears to be someone or something standing right beside it. We can see that while the shape resembles a human, it seems to be transparent and almost looks as if it's made out of a wispy, mist-like substance. The figure even appears to have an outstretched arm as if attempting to feed the deer. Fellow Redditors were quick to offer their opinions on the photo. Some suggested that the entity could simply be fog, a reflection of light, or even a totem by the side of the road. One fellow Redditor even brightened the image so we can get a better look. Here we can see what look like two eerie eyes and even a faint grin.
Things for him. Oh.
While it's impossible...
I hope my eyes don't appear tired, because I was just like... Because that is just my tripod. My tripod's starting to lose a bit soon. But God, I hope I don't fall asleep makers because it's quite late and stuff. So, because I finished work late. But yeah, but it looks a bit like Alice in Wonderland, doesn't it?
Sure, just what the uploader has managed to capture on camera, it's hard to deny that the figure certainly does possess an eerie, ghostly quality. Whether it was just an extremely well-timed photo or one that has actually managed to capture a spirit is a question that's difficult to answer. Take another look for yourself and let us know what you
Could be a tree stump. Depends. One, it could be a potato, and two, the perspective or the, you know what I mean?
think in the comments section below. Imagine looking out of your window during a thunderstorm early in the morning to see a creepy figure staring back at you. While it's a common sight in horror films, to experience this situation in real life must be the stuff nightmares are truly made of. This clip, posted to Instagram by Slightly Bad Memes, has very little accompanying information, other than a single line of text that reads, "The 5 a.m. visitor." Take a look. The camera person zooms in on a mysterious figure standing on the corner.
It sounds silly, but I thought that was like a fire hydrant. Because it's just a weird shape, isn't it?
The cloaked individual remains completely still. While this simply could be just a person who's been caught in the rain, there's definitely something unnerving about them nonetheless.
Waiting for a lift.
Why would someone be standing so still in the middle of a storm at 5 a.m? And why are they just staring up into the house? Whatever the case may be, this scene would likely frighten anyone peering outside during a storm.
And it's also the worst thing to have as well, an umbrella, because you're giving it a target to hit.
Perhaps it might be a good idea to take a peek out of your window tonight, just in case someone's watching you from the darkness. Now, if you want to see some more freaky clips, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, we have these giant paranormal playlists right there for you to binge on. Now, if you want to get your name scrolling along the top there, consider supporting our Patreon campaign. There's a link in the description box below. And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
Pooh! Well, that was fan-dabby-dawsy, wasn't it? So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you watched it all the way to the end, then thank you for sitting through this and watching with me. But some of those, oh my god, I had turkey and chicken go all the way up my body. So yeah, let me know what you thought in the comments below. If you made it this far and you enjoyed it, then please hit the like and subscribe. It's a small click for you, but it means the world to me. And plus, it'd be great to have you with us on this channel. Okie dokie. So until next time, folks, take care. Cheerio.